These pumpkin cinnamon rolls are made with soft and tender pumpkin dough, gooey cinnamon sugar swirl, and a velvety cream cheese frosting. So stay tuned and I will show you step by step how to make these amazing pumpkin cinnamon rolls. Welcome back. I'm Jill with thecarefreekitchen.com, and today I'm going to be sharing with you one of my all-time favorite fall treats. Now this is my pumpkin cinnamon roll, and it has the most amazing luscious cream cheese frosting on top. They are soft and warm and delicious and filled with all of those fall spices that we all know and love. Here we go. Okay, so for the ingredients, I have some lukewarm water, and you want it about 110 degrees, and then some sugar and some yeast. I have a couple tablespoons of butter, some pumpkin puree, I have some eggs. This pumpkin puree will make it really nice and soft. This is just a really moist and fluffy dough to work with. And then I have some salt and flour, and that is for my dough. And then for my filling, I just have some brown sugar here, and then some room temperature butter, some brown sugar, and then for my topping, I like to do a cream cheese topping, and this is cream cheese and butter, and then this is some clear vanilla here and some powdered sugar. Okay, so to get started on our dough, I like to put my yeast, my sugar, and then warm water about 110 degrees into my mixer, and then stir that up, and then it'll take just a couple minutes. The next thing we're going to do is add our pumpkin, our butter, our eggs, and our salt, and you can just turn that on low and let it start mixing. And when it comes to adding flour, this is my trick to adding flour in yeast doughs. I like to add about half of my flour and mix that up really well, and you'll notice that your dough will become kind of long and stringy. That's what you want to see. That means the yeast is activated. And then after that, add your flour 1 cup at a time. And what you're looking for here is you want your dough to pull away from the edges of your bowl just slightly, and it will become fastened to, it will stick onto your dough hook, and then it will knead there. And as soon as that happens and it just barely comes away and there's still some residue around the edges, that's when you know you have enough flour, and that's when you want to stop adding flour. Next, I'm going to prepare my baking dish, and I like to just spray it really well with some non-stick cooking spray. And the next thing I'm going to do is turn it out onto a lightly floured surface, and I want to be sure and lightly flour my baking pan and my flat surface. I like to roll it out until it's in a big rectangle. I want it more wide than I do want it long, because then I can roll it up and have a lot of cinnamon rolls. And it's probably going to be about 18 inches wide and maybe 12 inches deep. And the next thing I'll do is put my melted butter on top, and you can just spoon that around and cover the whole thing with the back of a spoon. And then you can add your brown sugar, a nice thick layer of that, and a heavy dose of ground cinnamon. I love the cinnamon from Trader Joe's. I love the cinnamon from Costco. Just anything that smells really pungent. When you crack the lid, then you know your cinnamon is good. After that, I like to roll up my cinnamon rolls, and you want to be sure when you're rolling them up that you don't pull your dough and then roll it. That's what creates those kind of cylinders inside of your cinnamon rolls. You want to just loosely roll it and don't tug and pull as you do it. So loosely roll it up, and then I like to just slice it in about 1 inch or maybe 1 1/4 inch slices, and this makes it nice and uniform, and they're just really pretty in the pan. Now you can place each one of your cinnamon rolls into your baking dish, and we're going to let this sit for about 30 minutes. Into a mixing bowl, I'm going to add my butter and my cream cheese, and I like to use a whisk attachment and just get it nice and light and fluffy and really aerated. And then after that, you can add your powdered sugar, and you can just slowly add that so it doesn't make a big mess in your kitchen. You're going to bake your cinnamon rolls for 18 to 22 minutes until they're nice and golden brown on top. Just cook them until they're golden brown, and then I like to have my frosting ready so that when I take them out of the oven, you can frost them pretty easily. The frosting is nice and light and fluffy, and it just kind of melts down in those layers. Oh my gosh, it is so good. It is one of my all-time favorite fall treats for sure. Here are my amazing cinnamon rolls. They are light and fluffy and cooked to golden brown. They are beautiful and delicious. I mean, they really are the perfect fall treat. Thank you so much for watching this episode at thecarefreekitchen.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow me here, and I will show you all kinds of fun and easy recipes that your family will love. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.